Hey MR family, it's Robert here. Super excited for another Sunday workout. And we're super excited to have you back at the box as soon as possible here. And there's some good turnaround points coming, so stay tuned and we'll keep you all updated. But let's get today's workout started. We're gonna start off with burpees. So you're gonna start with 15 burpees, touch the ground, and come all the way up, very similar to the standards that we were holding for our gift card competition before. Try to stick with those 15 back and forth, up and down. If you have to warm up, you can do that. Next one, and the next couple movements, I'm gonna demonstrate just standing right in front of you, right here, but it is gonna be a dynamic warm-up, so you're gonna be walking 30 to 40 feet each length that you do these movements. So, for example, high knees will be first, 30 to 40 feet down, then come back and do butt kickers. So let me just demonstrate these high knees. You can put your hands up to make sure your knees are touching, but we want those knees up high every time. Butt kickers from a back angle, literally trying to kick your butt each time. It's not about moving forward, slowly moving forward, but getting the heart rate up and getting those joints and those muscles warm. Broad jumps. So right here, get into kind of that power position that we're very used to for our lifting. Back and come forward. You'll get some good distance on these jumps. So hopefully in 40 feet, it would only be maybe 8 to 10 of those jumps each time. So something like that, you know, maybe 12, but trying to get long jumps, but continually going as well. Don't do a long jump, have to stop for a minute, right? So just some nice long stair jumps through. Inchworm is next. We start by touching our toe, really opening up those hamstrings. Then we're gonna walk this all the way out. I'm gonna scoot back. This isn't what you do, but just for angling purposes. And I'm gonna come all the way here, ideally push back up. You can do a little downward dog and come back through. If you only have X amount of push-ups in a workout or you're more of a warm-up, you can cut that piece out and just touch your toes and then walk forward. So what that would look like is here, and then once I'm kind of in a high plank, I'd walk my feet back forward, stand up, and then go back down for the next one, okay? Spider-Man lunges, we're getting low in these, so I'm going to be lunging and trying to get my elbow as close as I can, and you can see it better in this angle. This elbow getting as close as I can to the arch of my foot, and it's just walking lunges, walking forward. Side lunges, so right here, and then we're going down to the side, and then back over, and then your step would be twisting over, okay? And then keep going forward on that. So those ones will slow your heart rate down a little bit and really just focusing on opening everything up. Then side shuffle, staying low, feet pointed forward. And shuffling, you want to do that times 2, back and forth on that guy. And then karaoke, similar to side shuffle, but we're going back and forward and really opening up our hips, right? So trying to get our hips nice and open. Kind of an electric slide field there. Heel and toe walks, very important to lock our knees out for these. This is a calf opener, so notice I'm just on my heels here, walking, my knees are locked out. I'll go one way down, and then toes locked out right here, but my knees, so your knees or your legs might be coming out and around because you don't want to be bending your knees even though your heels are off the ground. You really want to lock out your knees and walk forward with it. So it might take a little bit longer, but that's really essential to get those calves warmed up and hamstrings warmed up real good for our run. So you'll do that 2 times through, get everything going. Then we have 2 rounds of downward dog push-ups, so we should be pretty familiar. I'll show you this at both angles. So right here, and head through, and again, at this angle, right here, and head through, 10 of those guys. Hollow hold, which we've done a lot, so should look pretty familiar. Pressing that belly button and that lower back into the ground, feet 6 inches off the ground, shoulders 6 inches off the ground, and holding, and relax. So that's what we're looking for that. Lat pull downs, we are looking for we are going to be looking for, in that hollow body, 10 of these, and potentially with a band. So I have actually, if you have a thinner band, that's going to be more ideal for these. But just like we would against the rig, right here and forward. If you don't have the band, just tension and pretend like a band's there, pulling down and forward. With this piece, if you do have the band, or if you don't, you're really thinking about activating those lats going wide with it, okay? So 10 reps like that, and then an overhead hold would be the last one, which can be any sort of dumbbell. So if you have 2 of the same dumbbells, or if you have 1, you want to hold with 2 hands, but just locked out overhead for 30 seconds, standing all the way tall on that guy. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for the workout. It's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Second piece of this is going to be the bent over row and / strict pull-ups. So ideally, we're doing strict pull-ups, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. But here are some alternative options if you don't have a pull-up bar. You can do bent over row, which we have been doing, but make sure it's heavy, it's difficult, it's slow, and we're really engaging the muscles here. We also can do some sort of row. If you have anything that looks like this here, then you can definitely go ahead and do like an inverted ring row. So I'll slide myself in between. I'm right here, and then I'm coming up and down, right? So this is very close to a pull-up as well. And then look also below my video, there will be another video how to make a bed sheet, a ring row type of position. So that'll be a great one if you're thinking, well, I don't have this, I don't have a pull-up bar, I'm kind of over the whole bent over row thing, and I really want to get these pull-ups good. We have a Instagram person who shows you how to use your bed sheet in your doorway to go ahead and do those ring rows, okay? So the key here is long, good sets and taking as much rest as you need, just like we would on a strength day, but getting big sets in. So if you're hitting like almost to your 1 rep max on that last one, okay? So that's what we're slowly going towards. Just quickly to demonstrate a good push-up here, or pull-up here, I'm gonna show you via my doorway, because I have a doorway hanging one, and I'll give a shout out to Cora for getting me this. But if you have like one of these, then they can hang from your doorway, or you could potentially, if you're careful, try to do pull-ups from the doorway. It's not ideal in this situation. So I'm still standing right now, so I will bend my knees so I'm fully hanging from this, right? So right here, it's locked in, we're good to go. In the warm-up, you'll see that you should do 2 to 3 sets, or 1 to 2 sets of just pull-ups, just a couple, make sure your body feels warm to it, everything's right, so you can give us that first set that's really, really big out of those 100, and then second set will be probably just as big and keep on giving us large sets, again, giving yourself enough rest in between, about 2 minutes in between. But a standard pull-up, you're gonna start out hanging, come up overhead, come all the way down to hanging, and up and overhead. So don't shorten anything by going too low, and make sure your chin is getting above the bar each time. So that's what you're looking at. Then a mile run for time. Of course, go on Google or wherever you need to find your mile mark, and then that's pretty self-explanatory. Get that mile going. Make sure you have a good pace. Get long strides, because that's going to be really key for that mile, and have fun with it. And I hope to see you all in person very soon, but if not, of course, me, Sarah, Matt are happy to answer any questions you may have. And Erica too. Thanks, bye.